Yo, my peoples, what's up? Welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Jason here, and today I have a playthrough for Lunar Outpost. This one is a 2 to 4 player game from Ravensburger, in which we are playing astronauts, and we are trying to build out our lunar base. We're going to be mining for resources, and we're going to be using those resources to pay for upgrades to our base, which are going to expand concentric circle style. Throughout the course of this playthrough, we're going to be building 2 different rings. We're going to be building from here and then building from here, and we have to do so, complete our lunar base within 12 rounds. We only get 1 action per turn, at least in the basic iteration of the game. And we're going to have bad events come out every once in a while. So it is a resource management, very tight action system in which we have to build our base before time runs out. But before I get to all that, let's talk about the One Stop Co-op Shop. We are a gaming empire. We have game coverage all over the interwebs. You are on the YouTube channel. I am showing you a game that is soon to debut at Target and local retailers. So this is an example of gaming coverage that is for a new game, but we also have coverage of campaign games, long multiple video strings covering a lot of your favorite campaign style games. We have older game coverage, rare game coverage. If it's solo or co-op, it's gonna go on our YouTube channel for you to enjoy. We also have our streaming channel where we cover a lot of the same games, but you can actually watch it live and interact with Steve or Peter or whoever is doing the playthroughs. Please go ahead, like those videos, subscribe to our channels. That really helps us out. We also have our podcast twice per week. We have editorial, we have commentary, but we also have hardcore gaming coverage, reviews, interviews with your favorite designers. The podcast covers a lot of ground with solo and cooperative games. We have our Discord, which is an amazing community. It is informed, very intelligent, very safe, very caring for one another. We have great conversations that are happening every single day, every minute of every day. Our Discord is completely free to join. We do have advanced tiers if you sign up for our Patreon, so you get access to exclusive channels, exclusive videos. But if you just wanted to join and be part of our conversation, absolutely welcome to our Discord. We have a link to the Discord in the show notes to this very video. We are the One Stop Co-op Shop, your one stop for cooperative and solo gaming goodness. First thing that I would do is I would select the mission, which would be the type of lunar dome that I would be building. This is the basic lunar dome, this staging base, which means I could build in any way. A little bit of a constraint makes the game a little bit harder and more interesting, is to pick one of the 3 colors. So then it would be the habitat colony, the manufacturing facility, or the research center. I have chosen the manufacturing facility. All that means is I need to build modules that conform to the manufacturing facility, so red. So then there is 1 module in the inner ring, and then 2 modules in the middle ring. I need to have those modules included in the building of the base, so that's just one thing to look out for. Before I get into the playthrough for Lunar Outpost, let me go ahead and give a brief rules overview. So here are the 2 astronauts that are going to be playing for this 2-player game. Each round, the mission commander token is going to rotate, so we'll have a different first player. Each round, the round setup is as follows. First thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a mining area. So what I have done is from this bag, I have pulled 10 tokens and I have set them up in the mining area. This is where we're going to be pulling resources from for the round. For the most part, the colored resources are good. This is lunar dust. That's not so great. The next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to give every character 1 crew card apiece, and I'll show you how to use the crew cards when we get into the main actions. The next thing that happens is going to be a pull from the event deck. So the event deck can have good or bad things. So as you can see, the green being good and the red being bad. We are going to select which one by a roll of the die. I got a 4. A 4 is a pretty good day. I won't be affected by then, but there are some times where the event deck will get in my way somehow. As a final part of setup, I would put 1 life support cube per player on the mission control. These represents our actions. Over the course of the game, we're going to be playing cards that can increase this, which gives me more actions in a particular round. But at the beginning of round 1 and every single round, we reset to 2 actions, 1 per player that will be on the lunar base. Green goes first, and they're going to take a life support cube and initiate one of their actions. One of the very basic actions is mining. When I take that cube, I can take 2 resources from the mining area and I can put them on individual pieces to complete them. So the cost of each individual space is right here, and this would be the power. A lot of these things have powers. Some of them are just going to be prerequisites for more powerful pieces later on. But let's say I wanted to build this machine shop. I would take my 2 pieces and I'll put them like this. This one requires 1 white, 2 gray, and 1 blue. So that would be my action for the turn. Also, if I wanted to distribute, I could take this 1 white and put it here. So then if I wanted to work on both of these simultaneously, I could do that for my 1 mining action. On a later turn, once I have placed all the necessary resources on one of the modules, then I would take this piece. I would discard the pieces back into the bag, and I would connect it anywhere I wanted to the manufacturing facility, at least for the beginning. Once I have completed this section, then I would need to build out from that section. There is room for 4 of the pieces here. So among the 6 potential modules, it is up to your choice, however you want your game to play out, to place 4 of the modules as we go along the game. So once again, it is 1 action to place resources. Once those resources reach a threshold that I can pay for one of these modules, then I would use a separate action to build and place it into my base. Once I have the inner ring completed, I would discard these other pieces from the game, and then I would distribute the middle ring pieces. And it would be 6 pieces that would be able to complete the outer ring amongst 8 possible choices. So once again, you would just choose which way you want to build your base. And so aside from mining or building, another possible action to do with your cube is play a card. You're going to be getting 1 card per turn, maximum hand size of 3. And when you play a card, you do what it says. Fairly simple. So in this particular case, you would find 2 magnesium in the resource bag and place them. Magnesium being blue according to the color scheme on the card. I do wish that there was a little bit of colorblind friendliness. Maybe it could have been done with a symbol. Anyway, so let's say I play this card and I do what it says. The other part of it, though, and this is very, very important, add a life support token to the Lunar Dome. So these are your actions. So what I have done with this particular card is I've taken 1 action, done what I needed to do, and gotten another action. So much of the game is going to be involved with getting more actions on a particular turn. Even though you have to discard back down to 2 at the end of every round, getting those additional actions throughout your turn is going to be very important. Another type of card that I can play are these gear cards. These are going to coordinate with my specializations. I have biology, research, and engineering, green, blue, and red. So when I take my action cube and play this card, I can choose which effect to power off depending on my level of specialization. This is a level 2 engineer, so I can choose one of these effects. They become more powerful as you go down. Some characters have different distributions, so if this character had gotten this engineering card, they can only do level 1, but the balancing thing is they're the only ones that can do a level 3 biology card. So if I get a level 3 biology card, hopefully it lands over here. And that is another option for actions on your turn. I can use this cube and fire off one of the completed modules that I have prepared. So let's say I wanted to do crew quarters, draw 3 crew cards, play 1, keep 1, and discard 1. That would be take my action for the turn, and then I would move on. Let's progress the game state a little bit. I have some of my second ring built now. Every once in a while, the event deck is going to take one of my areas and shut it down. So then I would need to pay this resource cost in order to wake this area up. Until I do, I could not use the crew quarters action. In addition, if there are other areas that are attached to it, then I would have to attach this inactive token, and this would not come back online until I paid the resource cost or somehow repaired this in one of the other ways that the game provides. And then once I did that, I can take my inactive tokens off, and I would have the ability to use these outer areas again. At the end of the round, you would return any life support cubes that are extra to the supply and reset back down to 2. You would do all the setup stuff again, including another pull from the Lunar Outpost, discard what's there, and get 10 fresh cubes. Pull another card from the event deck and move on. So the base game has 12 cards that you have to get through, or you have to complete your base before you get through those 12 cards. If you are not able to do that, you lose the game. There is a mode where you would add 3 more cards to make 15, and you would have a whole bunch of outer rings. So you can build this out to a 3rd level. This is where the game gets very involved because there's a lot more variety in the outer ring. However, the game is very open about saying that it's a much longer game. So if you wanted to play the shorter game, which you're going to play, which is the normal mode, you would build out to 2 rings, and that's what I have to complete within 12 rounds. One final thing before we get into the playthrough, Lunar Outpost does have optional app integration via Alexa. Alexa is the voice-activated assistant that you can get through an Echo device or your mobile phone, and it replaces the event deck for your training mission or for the normal mission. So now my Alexa is on my phone, and I happen to record playthroughs on my phone, so I will not be featuring Alexa in this particular playthrough, but I wanted to make sure that folks knew if they wanted to hear a nice snazzy voice and nice ambient music for their gaming experience. Alexa, Lunar Outpost skill.
Welcome to Lunar Outpost, the Ravensburger and Nova cooperative board game, in which the players, as astronauts, try to construct a fully...
You get the idea. All right, so let's get going with round 1. Everything's been dealt out. And we have an event card, lots of good things out of this event card, and I get one of them. Fantastic. It says, all systems are a go, add a life support to the Lunar Dome. That's great. Not all the cards are like that. A life support is an extra action. Very welcome. So the mission commander, the mission specialist is going first, and they are going to play a card. They're going to find their resources, find 2 magnesium in the resource bag and place them. Add a life support token to the Lunar Dome, so it pays for itself. So we'll do that part right now, or we'll have taken the cube for that action, and then it refreshes itself in the dome. And now I have an option to place this 2 magnesium that I got from the bag onto any number of these. So I think I want ones with powers first, so the crew quarters is a good power, and also the machine shop, another power right there. Keep in mind, since I'm playing the manufacturing facility, I have to build the machine shop, so might as well get that one out of the way. All right, so the science officer is going to go, and they're going to get their card play out of the way. Why not? So let's go ahead and move that token. And they are level 2 engineers, so they can do up to level 2 power, and that's what I'm going to do. Mine 3 resources, fill the mining area. All right. So mine 3 resources means I can place them, and I'm going to place them all on the same. And it looks like I have satisfied the condition for the crew quarters. Refill the mining area means I grab some more stuff out of the bag, and I did okay. I don't think we're going to be mining again this turn anyway. It's the mission specialist turn. They are going to use one of their life supports, and we are going to go for it. Here we are. We have this one. We're going to put those resources back in the bag, and we are going to place them anywhere on the board. Keep in mind that as I build, I need to connect them, but for now, that's fine. I like getting the crew quarters going first because it's a great action. The action says draw 3 crew cards, play 1, keep 1, and discard 1. So let's see what I get. All right, so I got 3 gear cards, I guess specialization cards. So we are going to get rid of that one because the scientist doesn't know too much biology. We are going to play hands-on collaboration. This one stays in play as far as I know. Anyway, someone could tell me if I'm reading this wrong, but there's no FAQs or anything at this stage of the game. So this is how I'm going to interpret it. When taking an engineering module build the action, take a life support and put it on the Lunar Dome. So I'm going to play that. That's persists. That's how I'm going to play that. And then I'm going to keep that one for later. And that's a full round. Pretty successful, I'd have to say for myself. All right, round 2. Let's see what the event is. Another mostly friendly event, but I've gotten hit with 6s before. That is a 5. Have a good mission today, crew. I constructed the mine for the turn, which ended up being terrible mining. 7 lunar dust, which is useful for nothing. That is not going to help me at all. Science officer here is the first player. They are going to use their play on Motherlode. This is why terrible pulls like that are why this card is good. Place 4 magnesium on this card. This card is part of the mining area, so it's kind of a extension of the mining area. So let's go ahead and get that down there. And oh yeah, that cost me an action cube. Don't let me forget to use those action cubes. Very important that I use those. All right, so the mission specialist turn, they could use this top level power, which is very good thing to use. In this case, it's mine all of one type of resource in a mining area and place them if you can, which would be good to clean off all those magnesium, but I think I can wait for a more opportune time to use that. Instead, we are going to take and use this crew quarters power again. All right, so here's what I got. Engineering, get out of here. We don't need you. We are going to keep rare earth. Rare earth is the one resource that cannot be mined. You have to get it from special ability, so that's a nice card to have in reserve. And we are also going to, and then we're going to play found resource, find 2 aluminum and place it, and also get a life support token. 2 aluminum is going to go right there. Very nice on the machine shop. And also we get a life support token, which I'm going to use immediately with my mission commander. And they are going to mine an iron and an aluminum. And they are going to go here on this rover dock. So this doesn't do anything, but it is a prerequisite to one of the red middle ring that I have to build next time. So I have to build this thing. All right, so let's go with our next pull. Ooh, there's a lot of chance of some bad happening there. See what happens. I get a 2. I miss them. There we go. That happens. Have a good mission today, crew. All right, dealt my 2 new cards. I rotated mission commander back down to 2 life support. Let's go ahead and take an action. I'm going to use this new card that I got. They are a level 1 engineer, so they can only use his level 1 power, but in this case, I'll take it. Move mine a resource, then search the resource bag for another resource of the same type and place it. I am going to use this, I believe this is silicon, white. Going to finish off the requirement on the machine shop and also go start with the mineral lab. I'm going to go over to the science officer who is going to build the machine shop. And I'm going to go ahead and place that machine shop. The machine shop power is duplicate 1 resource already placed. So I can, and it's actually not that great a power because it's just better to have more resources. But if I'm stuck, I can definitely use that. There we go. And that will proc this power from the science officer. When taking an engineering module, which that is, build action, add a life support token to the Lunar Dome. Beautiful. You gotta maximize your actions this game. It's the only way you're gonna win. So we're gonna take this life support token. We're going to mine a magnesium and an iron, blue and red. Let us go ahead and place the blue right there on the mineral lab and finish off the rover dock. So clearly I'm going for these 2. I could probably just remove these because these aren't getting built. These are prereqs for other cards or other middle row tiles. One of them is for the habitat module. One of them is for the research module, but we're not playing those games. All right, so 4th round, 4th pull of the event deck. Got some half and half to see if I'm good to go. That is a 1. This is nice. Turn it on and off. Pick 1 module under repair and rebuild it immediately. I don't have that, so we're just going to say, have a good mission today, crew. All right. Looks like I am going to try to quick strike my way to finish the inner, and so I can get started on those middle modules. I've dealt out my cards. Both of them are at 3. I have my 2 things over here, life support tokens, and I have a full mining area. Sweet. Okay, so the mission commander is the science officer. They are going to use this power first. They're going to use the level 2, mine 1 resource, and then add 1 life support to the Lunar Dome. I need my life support. Let's go ahead and use a token, but we are going to replace that immediately. And we're going to mine 1 resource, which is the iron, red. If you hear stomping in the background, that would be a giant space monster, aka my 3-year-old son. Let's go ahead and place that over here. All right, I am still at 2 life support tokens. Go ahead and place that right there. We're going to use this brand new snazzy field training at the maximum, part 3, because I have 3 in biology. What does it say? Mine 1 resource, draw a new crew card, and then add 1 life support to the Lunar Dome. Fantastic. So that is going to put me back at the maximum, or the starting area, which is 2. So that's just actions. I'm going to draw a new crew card to replace the old one. Find a silicon in the resource bag and place it. I think I'm going to use that, but later. And we're going to mine some magnesium. It is a very good thing that I found that mother lode. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do this on this turn. And so for all of you following at home, I hope that my next 2 actions are plainly obvious. We're going to use that, and we are going to set those aside and build the rover dock. I can now fulfill a future, whatever that prereq is. And for this person's action, they are going to build a mineral lab right there. And I have completed the Lunar Dome. I might as well show you what this mineral lab action is. I actually really like this power. Mine 4 lunar dust and discard them. Choose any resource and place it. So lunar dust are these useless pieces over here. So this is a way to kind of call the bag and make it a little bit more fruitful for actual useful resources. But I have finished my Lunar Dome. And so what happens when you finish the inner parts is that you lay out all the relevant middle ring pieces to put together. So there are 8 pieces total. I'm laying out 6. These 2, I did not fulfill the prereqs, so I couldn't build them anyway. It takes 6 to build. I have 6. Not going to miss you. All right, I'm at a good pace. I am at round 5, which is a nice place to be to start the middle ring. Got another half and half situation. I've rolled really well, so I don't know if I'm going to keep that streak going. No, I did not. Number 5 is experimental failure. All astronauts must discard 1 crew card. That's not that bad because I'm at full hand right now. So the event phase pull is after all the other between round setup stuff, pulling card, rotating the first player, filling the mining area, and resetting the action cubes. So these 2 characters have to discard cards. The science officer had drawn this biology card. They're not great at biology, so bye-bye. This one hurts a little bit. All 3 of these cards are good, but this is a card that's going to have to get sacrificed. Oh well. All right, so this first action is a no-brainer, in my opinion. Place a rare earth. Add a life support token to the Lunar Dome. So it's basically a no-op. I'm going to take a cube, and then I'm going to replace the cube. So I'm just going to get a rare earth from the deal. The rare earth is here. It is not in the bag. You need to get it specifically from a card. And I'm going to put it in the one area that requires a rare earth. None of these other modules require rare earth. So this is a little bit of a difficulty I have with the normal game. So these 3 modules, blue, green, and red, are different versions of discarding cards to get rare earth. As you can see, though, I don't need it. I think these were constructed for the quote-unquote ultimate game in which you're using these outer modules, which I am not playing this turn. You see how much rare earth you need. So clearly you're going to be using that more often. But in the normal game, these are just things to build. So this is a missed opportunity. I thought they could use that space for some more interesting powers. Oh well. All right, for Science Officer's action, they're going to play a card. They ended up getting another copy of Hands-On Collaboration. It does not say that these are unique. So like this card, this isotope detector, I'll show you when I play it, does say that it is unique. You only have 1. That is not true for this card. So we're going to put that there, and we're going to have 2 copies of that. So when I build an engineering area with this character, it's going to get me back 2 life support and play for the future. And so for my last action of the turn, we are going to take this one, and we're going to use the green power again to pull 3 cards and see what happens. So as it happens, I pulled 2 science cards. That's terrible news. So we're going to discard one of them here. We're going to keep one, and we're going to play one. The one we're going to play is field training for the top power, because I only have the 1 engineering. Add 2 life support to the Lunar Dome. Excellent. We're going to keep this mother lode. That's simple enough. Let's go ahead and take this extra action with the science officer. And the mining officer, or the science officer, is going to do another future play. Isotope detector. So I play that. I'll place it in front of me. As a mining action, place any 2 resources on this card. So on a future action, I can place 2 resources, and as long as they're there, it improves my mining by my research. So instead of mining 2, I'd be mining 4 whenever I mine, which is a very important thing to be able to do. And finally, I'm going to take the mission commander, or the mission commander over here is going to play this motherlode card that they got for aluminum. All right, let us begin round 6. After I finish this round, I'll be halfway done with the game. Okay, so some bad stuff could happen to me there, and it does. Let's see what happens. System failure. An inner ring module needs repairs. Randomly pick one. Don't like that at all. All right, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. One of these 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3. Oh, okay. That's not bad. It's the one without a power. So if you remember the rules, then all the modules outside of here are going to be deactivated. However, I don't have to worry about that. I could build around it, and it gives me a lot of time to figure out something to do with this one. So that wasn't so bad. All right. So now we have Science Officer, who is the lead player. They're going to play their 1 card, Lead Biologist. They can only play the top because they have the 1 level, but the top power is not bad. Draw a new crew card and add 2 life support tokens to the Lunar Dome. The new crew card is going to be Lunar Adaptation. Take 2 more actions without taking a life support. Oh, I think I'm going to be set myself up to use that one. So that cost me an action. I placed 2 actions over here, and I know exactly where I'm going to go with that. Here we go. I've been setting this up for a while, ever since I got this card. Lunar Quarry. Remember, I can use the top power here. Mine all of 1 type of resource in the mining area and place them if you can. Oh, I can. I'm going to choose aluminum. I have the mother lode. 3 of them came out in the mining area. I'm placing 7. And we're going to go from left to right as I have them organized because that's the order in which I'm going to build them. So then we have finished off this row right there. This one required 2. That's okay. And now we have 2 right there, 1 there. I need 1 aluminum. That's it for the rest of the game. Love it. All right, so I have 2 more left, and I'm going to use my Lunar Adaptation card, take 2 more actions without taking a life support. I will take it. One of those actions is going to be to fill up my isotope detector. So it says use 2 resources. I think these are resources, these useless ones. I'm going to say that they are because there is no FAQ. I mean, this may need the real resources, but I don't know. I'm just going to go with this one for now because it's advantageous to me. So that's 1 action. My second action is now I'm going to take the improved mining action. So normally mining, you take 2. Now with the isotope detector, I take 4. And that is all going to go on the robotics lab, the hardest thing to build. Ha! Got it. And for the last action of the round, the mission specialist is going to use the crew quarters again. Man, I love playing cards. All right, so this one didn't work out so well. I got 2 in my off specialization, so we're just going to get rid of that one. We are going to keep this one around, and we are going to play this one. Find 2 silicon resource in the resource bag and place them and add a life support. Doot. I'm going to go ahead and add them to meet these more, slightly more useful areas. All right, I got 1 more cube, and the board actions are not limited, so we're going to use our crew quarters again. I think the only limitation is my hands, because I can't. If I have 3, then I can't draw again, but I don't have any cards on my Science Officer, so we're just going to keep on pulling. So we're going to have 3 cards over here. We're going to get rid of this isotope detector because I can't use it. We are going to hold on to this head researcher, but we are going to play the mother lode iron. You saw how powerful that was before. Plan on using it again. All right, latter half of the game. I have another friendly-ish event card. It is friendly. What do I get? You may swap and trade crew cards. That is the wrong time for that. Oh, well. Normally, I would want to trade this card, but I just don't feel like it's too much worth it. I'm going to use it for the top power anyway. The mission specialist is going first, and they are going to use that power. Add 2 life support to the Lunar Dome. Don't mind if I do. I have a feeling that that kind of card, adding all that life support, will make a lot more difference in a higher player count game, so that you don't have a lot of players. The powers more spread out and such. In a two-player game, everything comes back and forth. So, I don't know. All right, now we get to have a little bit of fun. The science officer is going to use a build action, going to discard all of these, and they're going to put the module here. Remember, if I put it here, it would automatically become inactive because it's attached to this this broken model over here. So I'm just going to set that over here and build that way for now. Excellent. And now I have access to this power. Move up to 4 resources for the mining area to the storage bay. Guess what I'm working on next? And because I have 2 copies of hands-on collaboration, when taking an engineering module build action, add a life support token twice. You know what? Let me go ahead and have used. I'm sorry that I haven't been taking these before I initiate my action, but you get the idea. That was 1 cube action. All right, so we are now going to go with Mission Specialist, and they are going to place their version of the extra improved mining, and they're going to really go off of their specialization, so that's going to be good. This character is going to play this card. This card is the second power. Take a research module action and take and place 1 resource. I only have 1 module action, which is this lab. So what the mineral lab allows me to do is it allows me to take some of this dirty mining gunk, this lunar dust, and discard 4 of them from the game. So I'm a little bit less likely to pull lunar dust on the next turn, and I get to take 1 resource and place it, which would be iron. I need the storage bay, so let's go ahead and get myself going on the storage bay. The mission specialist is going to take use their quantum microscope, same power as this one, and do the same thing. So on future mining actions, I'll be able to take more. This one will mine 5 at a round. But the science officers no slouch themselves. They're going to use their improved mining off the isotope detector to take 4. So as you can see, I am poised for some excellent building turns down the road. So we are going to put that there. The storage bay is satisfied. And we're going to put 1 right there and right there. And beautiful. So we got this module. I need to build this module once again in order to fulfill the condition of the mission. These are relatively useful for the area, like where I'm headed. So the event deck in this game has been quite friendly. I'm not sure if it's going to be as friendly in your games. So let's see what we get. I say that and probably something terrible is going to happen. Nope. My continued excellent luck continues. Number 1, all systems are a go, add a life support to the Lunar Dome. As if I needed it. Let's go ahead and place that. We are going to go with the mission commander. The mission commander is going to build. So then let's go ahead and discard all these resources. I now have a storage bay. So the storage bay, it is special. It is the thing that is procced when I use the robotics shed action. Holds up to 4 resources. Any 4 resources, they count as part of the mining area over here. So they're basically another more improved version of these cards. So if I want to, I can have a nice, huge mining area. Very nice. All right, mission specialist goes. They're going to play their card. They are going to add 1 support, 1 life support to the area. So kind of a exchange of actions. And we're going to place the final aluminum that I need. Mission commander is going to go. This is a fun card right here. Each player draws up to 3 coup cards. Made sure to empty them out so that I have a lot of space. And they may swap coup cards. So that is really awesome to get green cards into the mission specialist area. So that's that card might get traded. This one is all purpose. Ooh, not going to use that one probably. Oh no, space sickness. Oh, the one bad card in the deck. Immediately place this card face up. You must use this card at the start of the next round. Use a life support, but take no action. So it sucks up an action. But that specifically says it procs next round. Got another Motherlode card. We're basically going through all the lunar cards at this point. And a head researcher. That could have been a lot better. We'll use the last action of the turn to play this silicon. I have been barely drawing any silicon, which is the white resource. It would be nice to have an actual space for silicon, and that is the end of the round. Down to the nitty-gritty, 4 rounds left. Something terrible is likely to happen. I can't believe it. I'm not doing this on purpose. Have a good mission today, crew. I am keeping these rolls. I'm sorry. If you get hosed by the event deck, don't blame me. I have refilled everything. Unfortunately, this is not going to be nearly as exciting a turn. I don't have as many extra actions available to me. So just going to have to gut my way through it. So the mission commander is over here, going to take an action, and we are going to mine with this quantum microscope. We're going to mine 5. And because I have been short on silicon the entire time, we're just going to go ahead and take advantage of that silicon bounty. So we are going to finish these 2, so they're ready to go, and we have others waiting in the wings. And here's a pooper. Science officer is space sick. Immediately place this card, use it at the start of the next round, which it is. Use a life support token, take no actions. Womp, womp, womp. All those actions that I did in previous rounds, this round not so successful. All right, so I have tempted fate long enough. There is only a 6 that is bad on this card. Let's see the 6. That's not a 6. All systems are go. Add a life support to the lunar module. Sure. So as bad as that last round was, I have a feeling this round will be much, much better. I did not draw new cards. I had my full complement of 3 and 3. I did that on purpose because there is another copy of Lunar Sickness in the deck, and I didn't want it. I want to be able to have a lot of actions to do a lot of stuff this turn. Here we go. First things first, let's play Agricultural Teamwork at the highest level. When taking any build action, add a life support to the Lunar Dome. Oh, you know a couple of those are going to happen. It is time for the Science Officer's turn, and they are going to build. They are going to build this manufacturing space. I don't really care about this power. It gets me rare earth. I don't need rare earth. What I do care about is the fact that it gives me 2 more life supports because I have these available to me. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do another build action. You see how this stuff cascades? And we have the synthesis engine, which is another way to get rare earth. We're going to put that right there. Because I play Agricultural Teamwork, any unit that I build would get me a support token. Booyah. It is the Science Officer's turn. They're going to take a action cube and use this found resource. Find 2 iron in the resource bag and place it. So we don't even have to touch the mining area. It's actually going to go here. So what I was waiting for, there is a possible event that would fix shut down modules, but we're getting late in the game, so I'm not going to wait for that anymore. So on a future turn, I can repair this with its own action. I looked, it is not specifically a build action, so I cannot get a life support for rebuilding a module. But that's the kind of way you have to think in this game. All right, so let's go ahead and play Senior Engineer for the first power, draw a new crew card, and add 2 life support to the center. All right, go ahead and do that. 2 more life support. Keeping in mind that there are only 2 left in the bank, and if I cannot use more than that. I can't have infinite actions that I'm doing. So while I'm here, I might as well max out the ones that I have. I'm going to draw a new crew card, which is the Lunar Quarry. Going to have to only use the first one, but that doesn't end up being too bad. The Science Officer is going to go next, and they are going to mine. So they are going to mine 2 right there and 2 right there. Remember that they have the improved mining, which gives them 4. Let's go ahead and take another action. What a turn. And they are going to build this newly completed middle ring module, which is the protein farm. Another way to get rare earth. Oh, well, I don't need that. Worth noting that because it's in the next to the under repair, it comes in play inactive. But because I built, you guessed it, because this card, I get another life support token. I only have 1 left in the bank. They are going to use the rebuild action to repair this module right there. And they are going to use their final action to mine 5 resources. It happens to be the last 5 resources that this one needs to complete the moon base. All right, so the event deck might get in my way. We shall see. Hey, look at that. It actually did get in my way. 6. System shutdown. A module needs to be repaired if the result is 1 or 4. Random inner ring, 5 or 6. Random middle ring. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We got to go ahead and turn that one over. It takes 3 resources to fix. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. And it shuts down. Well, that's actually operational again. But it shuts down these 2. Not a problem. Wait a minute. Look at these connected. How terrible is that? They're all shut down. But it is too little too late, Space Station. Mission specialist going to go. I don't know if I did this, turned this last time. I don't think it matters too much. So anyway, so we're going to go ahead and take the last build action that I need and finish the middle ring. That gets me, or I use a cube for that, but because I have this power, I get the cube back. The science officer is going to use their improved mining. They're going to look for a blue, red, and white. I believe that is magnesium, iron, and silicon. Sure, why not? Happen to be lucky. I mean, I did clean out the bag, so it gave me a little bit of advanced chance to get the resources that I need. So I'll say that I earned that. Then for the final action of the game, we're going to take those off, and we're going to repair this. Didn't have to use any cards whatsoever because I had that Nova turn Nova round in the previous round. And now that is a finished space station. I have won a game of Lunar Outpost with 1 event card left in the deck. And so that was the normal mission of Lunar Outpost. Once again, I've mentioned this a bunch of times, but I'll mention it one more time. If that was too short for you, or if you felt like you need a little bit more involvement, a little bit more planning, resource stress in your game, there is a whole set of outer rings. You would make the 3rd ring, and you would have powers that you'd be able to proc. So that is there for you if you plan on picking this one up. But it was my pleasure to bring you Lunar Outpost. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit us up on the One Stop Co-op Shop. We would love to have you join our community. This is Jason reminding you that we will see you at the next stop.